Okay. So, hey, stylists and our special guests, thank y'all so much for doing this last minute session. I know recently if y'all don't know, recently I was laid off from my job a couple of weeks ago, and I've been here before, so it's not like, I'm stressed out or sad or anything, but it's definitely a shift, that's been happening inside of me and just my motivation to want to share more, to create more. And to be more visible consistently. So I figured, the month of August was coming up. Why not do a 30-day content challenge for myself? This was supposed to be for myself, y'all. And then I'm thinking like, okay, well, why not include my community? This could be fun for them. And I know a lot of y'all in the community are wanting to do the same thing, wanting to show up more, wanting to just be more visible on social media, whatever platform of your choice. So I figured I'd include y'all. And I'm a planner, so planning is easy for me. Like I love planning out content, planning out my captions, all that stuff. But I know it's not that easy for everybody else. So I figured having this session would be helpful to y'all and to me too, and to hopefully give you like a solid foundation of where to start, what to do, what to even post. I did create, I just chat GBT'd a content calendar for y'all to use. I did the same thing for me, and we'll kind of talk through that today as far as like how I did that. But I also created one for myself that's slightly different from the one that I created for y'all. And then I kind of added in my own topics and things. So it's a mixture of a little bit of everything for me. So yeah, I'll be sharing that calendar in the group chat and I'll be sharing it via email as well. But yeah, and I will periodically check the chat just to make sure I'm not missing anything. And thank you, Delapo. I appreciate it. And I appreciate everybody's support through this transition. So let's keep it moving. So while we're here, so of course we want to prepare for the Style to Show Up 30-day content challenge. And we want to consistently show up. So literally every day, y'all, we are posting. And I wanted to do this too because I didn't want y'all to think too deep into your content. I do the same thing. A lot of the times I overthink stuff. I want stuff to look a certain way. I want things to be perfect. And nothing's perfect, obviously. But two, I feel like this is what people enjoy. They enjoy the imperfection. They enjoy the things that don't look super put together. And that's usually the content that, you get a lot of engagement on or, may go viral or whatever. So I really wanted you all to just start from where you are with this challenge and to just not think too deep into it. So that's why we're here today. So there are 5 content planning steps that I'm going to go through. Goal setting, content pillars, auditing your camera roll, mapping it out, and then preparing for the actual content challenge. So that's what we'll be hopping into. Oh, but before we get started, Delapo, I know you're already in the chat and I'm glad that you turn your notifications on. But for those of you watching the replay who may be a part of Hey Stylist but have not joined the group chat, the group me, please do so. I will, once this is over, I will share the link via email. So let me write that down because I'm saying I'm doing all this stuff and I'm not gonna remember. So I will email that out with the calendar. um, I'll email the link. I believe it's about 2 women who have joined the Hey Stylist community, but they have not joined the group. So definitely make sure you do that. I don't plan on sending out a ton of emails to y'all since we have the chat already. That's kind of like double work. So I really want to make sure that y'all have access to the group me so y'all can take full advantage of being a part of this community. So without further ado, let's hop into point number 1. So first, before you start planning out anything and creating content and all that good stuff, you want to start with your end goals in mind. So what is the point of you doing this content challenge? Do you want to be more visible? Do you want to attract new clients? Do you want to showcase your expertise as a stylist, as a creator, as an entrepreneur, whatever it is that you do? Do you want to build trust with your audience? For me specifically, I have a lot of goals. So, of course, with the content challenge, I want to be able to push myself outside of my comfort zone. I don't think I've ever posted consistently for 30 days. So that's one thing. Another thing, like I mentioned earlier, I want to be more visible. I actually have a lot of content in my phone. I actually have a lot of content in my phone that I have never posted on social media. And not because it's inappropriate or anything, but just because, you second guess yourself, you feel like it doesn't make sense, or, you think it just, is not a big deal. But with the content challenge, I'm going, and this one of the steps, I'm going to encourage y'all to go through y'all camera roll and see what y'all have. You probably have so much potential content already ready, whether it be photos of yourself, whether it be videos already of whatever it is that you have videos of, anything. And for me, I'm running out of storage, to be honest with y'all, in my phone. And y'all know when y'all run out of storage with an iPhone, that thing starting to slow down. So I am trying to get rid of as much content as possible that has never been shared. And since I'm posting it, well, once I post it, I can then delete it off my phone. So that's another thing, to free up some storage for more content and for more, whatever I decide to do on my phone. And of course, I want to build my brand, my content creation brand, and my personal brand. I'm wanting to collaborate and partner with brands. I'm wanting brand partnerships. And in order for me to do that, I need to show up on social media. I have content there. Obviously, people seem to like the content that I post. I show up as consistently as possible, but it's not really organized content. It's just a bunch of things, at least in my opinion. So we'll also talk about content pillars as well. But really figure out what you want your goals to be. I also want to gain some clients from this content challenge. And with that being said, I don't necessarily plan on posting every day on my business page, but some of the content that I'll be sharing on my personal Instagram is also going to be shared to my business Instagram. So people will be able to see, what I have going on over there. And also too, I feel like I can gain business from my personal Instagram too. We'll see. Um, I have a lot more people following me on my personal Instagram versus my business. So just sharing that and seeing how that goes. So really think about your end goals first. It could be 3, 4, 2, whatever. And make sure you set the tone for this content challenge because you just don't want to be posting any and everything. So point number 2, identify your content pillars and topics. So I know I recently tuned into a brand partnerships workshop with Candice Janae. She was one of my coaches a couple of years ago. I invested in one of her courses, but I've been following her ever since. And she actually talked about content pillars. And I've heard people talk about this before. I've sat in on workshops where people talked about this before, but I never really knew what my content pillars were. But I started to kind of pay attention to the type of content that I posted and of course what, I was interested in. So fashion, faith, and lifestyle. So with that being said, I want you to pick 3 to 4 content pillars that will help you to kind of focus in on what type of content you're going to post. And these pillars don't have to be set in stone, but it can also help you to just organize your thoughts and organize the type of content, of course, that you want to share. So for the stylists, style tips, education, that's definitely something that I'm really big on, more so education. So educating my audience on what it is that I do, how I do it, and also educating them on like style and fashion, as far as like the types of styles that exist, the type of body shapes that I created for my brand and my business, different places to shop, whatever it is that you feel as though it's important for you to educate your audience on. Also behind the scenes could be a pillar for you. So that can be more so lifestyle. So showing people how you do your work, showing people what it looks like to work with you, showing people all that behind the scenes stuff on you building your brand, building your personal brand, client transformations, testimonials. So giving people a sneak peek of, what your clients have said, about working with you. the transformations before and afters, or just videos of you working with your clients, or videos of you styling yourself or styling your clients, whatever it is. So decide what you want your pillars to be. Can definitely let me know in the group chat. Hey, Ashley, let me know in the group chat, or not the group chat, I'm sorry, the
Hi.
chat box. Hey, girl, let me know in the chat box if y'all already have content pillars that you plan on focusing on. And if you don't, that's cool too. But let me know already if you already have some, and kind of and we can kind of go from there. I just muted myself by accident, my bad, y'all. Let's see. Okay, so Dana says she has pillars. What are your pillars, Dana? Delapo, what are your pillars? I'm glad y'all have some already. Y'all are already halfway there. But let us know what your pillars are, whether it be fashion, whether it be wellness, health and wellness, fitness. And they don't always have to be pertaining to like your business. I think with your personal brand, it can be a mix of different things. Um, cool. Yeah, you can come off mute, Delapo. And I see your response, Dana. I'll say it once Delapo chimes in.
Hey everyone.
Hey,
Um,
girl.
just like you mentioned, I have a bunch of content on my phone that I just need to push out. So
Yeah.
they vary from maybe events, some travel. Um, One of them is like a DIY for a top, like just different things relating to lifestyle, but still fashion that I need to push out. So yeah.
I love that. I love that. So, I know recently I've learned that lifestyle could honestly be anything. So, under your lifestyle pillar, it could be DIY. It could be, whatever you feel like is a part of your lifestyle, fitness. So, you don't necessarily have to break down, each type of content that you have because it can all go under one pillar. And I know we're all pretty diverse with our talents and our gifts. So, don't feel like you have to, force yourself into a box. I'm glad you said you had some, Ashley. Let us know what your pillars are. I'm gonna go back up to Dana. Dana said her pillars are faith, entrepreneurship, beauty, wellness, and lifestyle. I love those. And Shamaka said wellness, faith, day in the life of mobile. I always have a trouble saying this word, phlebotomist. I think I said it right. And then travel. So I love that. I love that. And for example, to kind of piggyback off of what I was saying as far as like combining your pillars. So like for me, I work out 4 times a week, but fitness isn't one of my pillars. Fitness is under lifestyle for me. As far as like day in the lives and vlogs, I put that under my faith pillar because most of the time, my day consists of doing what I do best, believing in God for all the things that I'm working on. And also just prayer and sharing my faith. All of that is under faith for me. So again, don't feel like you have to separate everything, but feel free to kind of like um not squeeze, but group everything together that makes the most sense for you. So you don't feel like it's a ton of different pillars, if that makes sense. Um, Ashley says mental health and self-care, fashion, and lifestyle. I love that. So let's move on to number 3. So I like this one. This is my favorite one because again, I think to a certain extent we're all what's the word I'm looking for? We're all perfectionists. I just lost it for a second. We're all perfectionists when it comes to this content thing. So we feel like we need to do like a photo shoot or have a professional camera, all these things. And maybe that's just me, but I'm pretty sure some of y'all can relate in the chat. So I want you to consider auditing your camera roll and repurpose existing content. I don't know if y'all use CapCut, but CapCut already has templates on there. So if you like search, what type of template you're looking for, say it's a day in the life, say it's BTS, say it's fitness or whatever, different templates come up that you can use. So you don't even have to like do all this hardcore editing and like cutting stuff up. You can literally use a template that's already created on CapCut. And they may already have templates on Canva too. I haven't really explored that. But like I said earlier, I have a ton of content in my phone and also a ton of ideas. So honestly, I have been getting so many like creative ideas ever since I have been laid off. And it's so crazy because it's like, where are these ideas all of a sudden coming from? Because I wasn't thinking about this stuff beforehand. But just everyday stuff. Like for a long time, people would ask me, like, how do you do your hair? What products do you use? Da 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 da. So I do my hair every week. So figure, okay, last week, I'm like, I'm gonna just record myself doing my hair routine. So don't feel like you have to step out of your everyday lifestyle to create content. Like make it a part of what you're already doing. I also recently ordered a new perfume, and it's of a brand that I'm trying for the first time, Dossier. And I had been wanting to try the brand. And they basically create like dupe perfumes for the really expensive ones. So I created a reel that I haven't shared yet, but like I said, I'm stocking up on all of my content. I created a reel about the perfume and how much I love it and why I purchased it versus purchasing the original perfume. So just thinking about stuff that you're into, stuff that, excites you, but also thinking about like your everyday life and what you're doing, like your daily makeup routine, your daily hair routine, what products you use on your body. Of course, it all depends on your content pillars and what you're doing. But for me, since I'm wanting brand partnerships and things like that, I'm trying to diversify my content a little bit. So everything isn't going to be style related. It's more so going to be fashion related, but also, my lifestyle. So me working out, me doing my hair, me doing my makeup, because that's everyday stuff that I do that I know people can relate to. So again, look through your camera roll, see what pictures you have. They can be professional or they can be, regular pictures, post everything. Use those videos that you have, BTS footage. And then you can put words on top of your content. You could put words on top of the videos. You can do voiceovers. Voiceovers are very popular now because I feel like people can hear your voice. And at that point, I feel like it's easier for them to get to know you. I know a lot of my content is silent. And when I say silent, I mean it's no voice, it's just music and you see me moving around. That content is great too, but I think it's important to mix in, that content with voiceovers and you actually talking so people can get a better understanding of your personality. And that's how people get to know you and relate to you and all that good stuff. Um, Also think about screenshots, like we talked about testimonials, blog posts, all of those things. Don't feel like you have to go out and create new stuff. Don't feel like you have to um recreate, what you already have. Just it's really about repurposing and using what you have and repackaging that. So I'm gonna check the chat. Dana says such a blessing. Them downloads be downloading for real. Delapo says I was making a voiceover today and was cringing. I need to get used to it. Yeah, the voiceovers can sometimes be a challenge. I think I was talking to Dana about this or just the group about this at one point. I can talk, and a lot of the times when I was recording my voiceovers, I would record it in one take. And usually it works for me. But a lot of the times it doesn't because I'm either tripping over my words or I'm saying a bunch of nothing that doesn't even make sense. Or you'll hear some ums and all that stuff in there. So if you break up, your voiceovers, say one sentence or say what you feel led to say and then stop, take a breath, and then finish recording whatever it is that you need to record, that will definitely help you. And it won't make you feel rushed. Sometimes I feel like the video is moving a lot faster than the words that are coming out of your mouth. So take your time with recording it. Another thing you can do if you don't necessarily know what to say, you can chat GBT it. And that's one thing that I want to share with y'all real quick. Let me see what the next tip is or the next step is, and then we can hop into it. Okay, so we could talk about it here. So number 4, map out your posting plan. How often can I realistically show up? So I meant to take this out, as far as like committing to a frequency, because like I said, we're posting every day for 30 days. Let me take this out now because I don't want y'all thinking we only posting a couple of times a week. So commit to every day in this challenge. And this is exactly why I want you all to plan out your content and what you want to post, because that's what's going to make it easy for you to post every single day. And a lot of the content that you are creating and sharing, you can schedule. I don't know about y'all, but I don't have time to sit back. I mean, I got time now, but I don't want to have to dedicate time to sitting back and posting in real time. Now, I do understand that depending on what platform you post on, specifically Instagram, they have a scheduler. I think all social media platforms have a scheduler for the most part at this point, at least the ones that I use. So with Instagram specifically, I know certain types of content, it does not allow you to schedule, and I do not understand why. So usually when it comes to that, when it lets me know like, oh, you can't schedule this, I'll just set a timer on my phone. So I'll set a timer for whatever time I feel led to post, 9 a.m., 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, whatever. You can also look inside of the back end of your Instagram and see like when's the best time to post for your audience if you don't already know. So that's usually peak times as to when, most of your followers are on social media. So if you want to post during those times, you can. If you do not care about any of that, just post. Like, don't make it hard for yourself. Just do what works for you. But this is what's planning out your content is what's going to make it easy for you to post every day and figure out what, is the hardest thing for you to do. So like for me, captions. Captions can be very hard for me. I can talk a lot. Most of my captions are very, very long. So a lot of the times I'll use ChatGPT to, kind of finish my captions for me or even shorten my captions for me. If I can't figure out what to say, I'll ask them to generate a caption for me. So definitely use that. If y'all do not have ChatGPT, I always say ChatGPT. If y'all do not have this, definitely sign up and use it today. I use the free version. I do not pay for this. I don't think it's that important. Well, it's important, but I don't think it's that deep to pay for it because you can do a lot with the free version. So if y'all could see my account, I actually have a variety of different topics on the side. So if y'all don't know, I have multiple businesses. So with all of my businesses and all of the projects that I work on, I have a tab for that. So even for the Hey Stylist community, like I said, I asked them to create a calendar for me, and boom, there you go. But the thing about Chat GPT is that you have to talk to it like it's a real person. So you have to get it to understand who you are, who your business is, who you serve, what type of offers you offer, what type of stylist you are, what type of styling work you do. Like you actually have to feed it the information so it can generate the content or the copy that you're looking for that aligns. Otherwise, it'll be very generic. So, what I like to do, or what I did when I first started using this tool, I want to say I started using it consistently last year. So like for my business tab, SCB Luxury Styling, I basically went through and I explained to Chat GPT, this is the name of my business, this is who I serve, this is the age range of the women that I serve, this is what I do for them, all that good stuff. And you just type it in like it's a real person. And once you do all of that and continue to kind of play around with it, then you can go in and say, okay, I would like for you to create a content calendar for me for 30 days, that I can use to grow my business, my styling business, or whatever business you are focusing in on. And it can do the work for you. So let me see if I can show y'all an example. I'm trying to think if I should use my business, even with planning this out. So I'll actually do this. I'll show y'all this. So I said, I'm hosting a content planning session for my Hey Stylist community in preparation for the Style to Show Up content challenge. What are 4 to 5 steps I can walk them through to properly plan out their content? And then also feed into it your thoughts and things. Don't like, I mean, you can do what you want, But in order for it to be more so personalized and, more of my voice, I kind of give it what I'm thinking. So I was thinking starting off with the end goals in mind, planning out your topics and what they want to share, seeing what content they already have in their camera roll, but what else can I talk about? So boom, that's a great start. Then it walks you through here, 5 strategic steps. So half of these steps was my thoughts and what I figured out. The only thing that they suggested, and which was obviously going to be a part of what I talk about, but mapping out and posting, prepping your captions. So if you feed it exactly what you want it to say and be very specific, then it will continue to learn more about you and your business. So I highly suggest that y'all use ChatGPT. It's also an app, so I have it on my phone too. And I say that to say I also wanted to talk about how helpful it is when creating captions. That's another thing that I wanted to show y'all. Captions, and also if you need copy for trying to figure out what you want to say for a voiceover. So I'm about to show y'all something real quick. So with my content calendar that I created for myself with a bunch of like mixes of what I sent y'all and then what I created for myself, my first post, where is it at? It's on my phone. So I also mapped out, I'll show y'all this real quick. I mapped out every single post that I want to share from day 1 to day 30 with little check marks and like places for me to check it off in my notes. So hopefully y'all can see. But basically, I put my content calendar in my notes and I have it day 1, day 2, day 3. Now, these are just like the overall ideas of what I want to post, but I haven't actually figured out the type of like what exactly I want to post on those days. So definitely make sure you spend time doing that. And this is going to help me because it's already in my phone. So I can put the captions in here if I want. I can write out what type of content I want to post for that day and all that stuff. And that's what I plan on doing. So for day 1, like I was saying, my first post is follow up on my job story, my laid off job story, overwhelming support from LinkedIn and how people can support. So for day 1, I basically want to follow up on the post that I posted a week ago. And I want to thank people for the overwhelming support, but I also want to make sure that people know how they can support me. So with that, I'm going to go in, and I say it from LinkedIn, but this was, I mean, from IG, because I actually did the same thing for LinkedIn as well. So I'll say, can you generate a caption for IG? And you can be real specific too. Like the type of caption I post on Instagram is going to be a little bit different from the caption that I post on LinkedIn or TikTok or Threads or whatever. So be specific about the social platform that you're using too. So can you generate a caption for IG that or you can even say I recently posted about my job thing, or I don't know if that's one word, I think it is, on IG and want to follow up with a post thanking people for their support. Um, and letting them know how they can support me moving forward. Can you generate a caption for IG or for my IG post? This post will be a real, and honestly, yeah, I'll just keep this as I'll keep this as the example because I might honestly post something different. Because I kind of already posted this on IG, but for the sake of this video, I'll finish this one out. Can you generate a caption for my IG post? This supposed to be a reel of a montage of videos of me showcasing um my lifestyle as a style savant. Boom. And then I have Grammarly on my computer, so I just make sure everything is grammatically correct. But it doesn't have to be because it's AI, they can figure it out. So I just click enter, and then it's going to generate a caption for me. So, boom, I just want to say thank you. The love, prayers, and words of encouragement after sharing my layoff story truly meant the world to me. This season of transition has reminded me that I'm not alone, and that's something I don't take lightly. So basically, it doesn't sound generic. It sounds like me, something that I would say, um, but in a more refined way. And then, of course, since I told it that I wanted to give people an opportunity on how they can support me or give them a list of ways on how they can support me, they listed out those ways. And you can also tell them, like, this is how I want people to support me, type of thing, because otherwise it'll generate anything. But the reason why it generated this is because I already created a post similar to this for LinkedIn. And ChatGPT also knows my brand and my business. So they know that I call my initial discovery calls, they know that I call them style assessments. They know that I have the body shape Bible. They know that I have a YouTube channel and I want people to subscribe. So, they'll learn more about you the more that you feed it. So literally treat it like a real person, talk to it like a real person. And give it some time. Like it's a process for ChatGPT to learn you. And always make sure you read through everything that it's generating to make sure everything is spelled right and to make sure everything makes sense. I know one specific thing, I call myself a style savant, but sometimes ChatGPT will call me a personal stylist. So sometimes I'll have to go in and just change it. But that's a minor, issue. So yeah, hopefully that was helpful to y'all. Let me know in the chat if it was, and I can always do another example before we close out. But I'm going to keep it moving because I know we are running out of time. Okay. Okay. Okay, perfect. So glad. So yes, mapping out your posting plan. And last but not least, because I want to leave room for questions. As I was kind of saying before, prep your captions, prep your visuals, and call to actions. So, when I say prep, I mean actually create the captions for you can create the captions for all 30 pieces of content. That is probably a lot at one time, but split it up. Do the first 5 days, then do 5 more days, however you want to do it. I love, like I said, to draft all of my content up. So you can draft all your content up in Instagram and schedule what you can schedule, turn your timers on for what you can turn your timers on. I probably will only schedule I will schedule as much as I can up until I upload something that technically can't be scheduled. And then I'll probably do it day by day, depending on, what Instagram does. But I'm trying to schedule as much as I can because you kind of want to forget about it, but then also remind yourself to like log in and engage with people and or share it to your stories too, which is something that I'm trying to be better at because I can post content. That's not the problem. My problem is remembering to log back in to Instagram and respond to people and share it to my story. Because otherwise it's just going to be content on my feed and content on your feed if you don't actually, engage and do stuff like that. So, think about what you want people to think, feel, or do when they see your content. Do you want to educate them with your content, inspire, entertain? I feel like I want to do a little bit of both, but it all is educational for the most part, and it's all inspiring. Some of my content is entertaining, not all of it. Um, but I'm trying to mix things up and do something different with this challenge. And also your call to actions. What do you want people to do? Do you just want people to like your content? Do you want people to actually comment? Do you want them to save? Do you want them to book a call with you? Don't be afraid to ask people or invite people to do those things in the captions. because it's so easy. And think about yourself when you're on Instagram. Most of the time, you're just scrolling and liking what you see. We're not even reading the captions, to be honest with you. I know I'm not. Sometimes I am, but most of the time, I'm just scrolling and seeing what I like, and I don't even stop on everything. I only stop what actually like catches my eye. And then if I like it, then I'll go ahead and read the caption. Now, if the caption is too long, I'm probably not going to read all of it. So, really keeping your captions brief, but if they are a little longer, breaking up the copy, adding emojis to make it, easier for people to read. And also, like I said, adding the call to actions, letting people know what you want them to do. Now, of course, you don't have to like tell people to like your post. Like you can, but I feel like that's naturally what people do on Instagram anyway, for the most part. But if you want people to like comment their favorite store to shop at, you can ask them to do that. Or if you want them to save this post for another time, you can ask them to do that. If you want them to book a call with you, cool. So definitely make sure you utilize your call to actions. And it does, and not every post has to have a call to action. Sometimes you can just post just to get the content out, and just to, add value some kind of way. But you not everything necessarily needs to, have a call to action. So those are my 5 tips. Now I want to open up the floor for anybody to ask any questions that you may have. And if you don't have any questions, then I did a really good job. But feel free to unmute yourself, um, if you do have questions. I'll give y'all a second if y'all do. And if you actually don't have questions, let me know in the chat if you can. Okay, Shamako, cool. Thank you. I'm glad y'all enjoyed. I'm glad y'all enjoyed it. I'm glad y'all could tune in. This was a very last minute session, so I'm glad y'all were able to make some time to tune in. And I'm glad I'm recording this. So y'all will get emailed this. Let's see. Okay. Ashley, no questions.
Hey, yeah.
Cool.
So
Oh,
I spoke about this already. I was like kind of in the middle of cooking, sorry. But when you're planning out your calendar, where do you keep all of that? Because I know like once you generate it in Chat GPT, you don't have want to have to keep like scrolling back up to, the responses and all the things. So like just how do you keep all of that organized with your captions and all that stuff? And also how do you keep things organized in your phone?
hmm. So I actually put the entire good question. I actually put the entire content like calendar in my notes. Hopefully y'all could see because of the light. But I basically did day 1, day 2, day 3. All of them have topics of what I plan on posting. And then in the notes you can actually bullet it, and the bullets can be like a little check off thing, kind of like a grocery list. So every time I post the content, I'll check it off. As far as my captions, you can either put your captions in here, you can copy and paste your captions and put them in the notes. Or I also have a Google Doc, which I actually haven't used in quite some time. Um, but let me see if I could quickly show y'all. Hold on. Okay. I actually created a Google Doc that I titled like weekly content. This is what I used to use consistently to keep up with my captions. And I had the Google Doc app on my phone as well. So I can access this from my phone. So I created like a posting schedule. And I have like different topics that I've come up with. That's all unrelated. But anyway, it's a lot in here. So like for each platform, so specifically for LinkedIn, I put Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, whatever day I decided to post. And then I'll just put the caption here. So like on my first post, I'll go ahead and pull up Google Docs on my phone. I already have the first piece of content drafted up in Instagram. And then I'll go ahead and copy the caption and I'll paste it in Instagram. And then I'll post it at the time that I'm scheduled to post, or I'll just use this to schedule the actual post. So I keep my captions in Google Docs, but you can also keep your captions in your notes as well if that's easier for you. But all of these apps can be accessed on my phone, which will make it easier for you to post because you may not be home in front of your computer every time it's time to post. So having everything available on your phone and at your fingertips is what's going to make this easy for you to do every single day. So hopefully that answered your question. Let's see.
Hey, Kristen, I wanted to ask a question really quick about
Yeah.
um, using Chat GPT. So I just put in the chat, thank you to everybody that showed me love, that I booked a new client yesterday. I feel like as a result of me posting collages daily. So I've been posting my looks before I put them on and putting them in Canva and creating a collage and then posting the picture of me and the items. But I haven't had a new client in so long that it's starting to give me a little bit of anxiety now that she's booked and we're going to do her first consultation next week. And I have a new MacBook. I've lost all of my initial, consultation questions to get a better feel for what type of fashion she's going for. So when you mentioned Chat GPT, I was like, oh, this is perfect. But I just wanted to get your opinion on that and helping me frame
Yeah.
those questions.
Yeah, yeah. So congrats on your clients. I
Yeah.
know, yes, girl. I know how scary it is. When it's your first one in a long time. I get it.
Yeah.
So definitely first sit with, your process and what you feel like you need, what you need to
Hmm.
know about the
Okay.
client in
Okay.
order to properly serve her. So
Okay.
figure out what you need to know, all that good stuff. And then you can go into ChatGPT, ask it to generate however many questions you have,
Hmm.
and also put in the information that you feel like you need. So, hey, can you generate some client questions for me for my styling client? And make sure that I'm asking questions that are about her height, her size, her
Yes.
preferences, and that'll help them to generate, better suited questions for what you're looking for. But
Okay.
again, before you do that, if you have not already, definitely make sure you feed ChatGPT more information about your business, what you do,
Yes.
what type of styling you do, so it can get a better idea of that. So that way the questions can be relatable to, your business specifically.
Okay.
So
Perfect.
yeah.
Thank you. I am going to do that. I use Chat GPT, but I don't even log in most of the time. I just type something in real quick and get a response and keep it moving. So I'm going to log into my actual profile and feed it some of that information. Thank you.
Yes, of course. I know some people hate AI. I know I had a love-hate relationship with
Mhm.
it. But it as a solopreneur, it helps me to save a lot of time when it comes to captions, when it comes to emails, when it comes to all that stuff. Because you
Yes,
have so many great ideas, but sometimes it's hard to like put that on paper and make it make sense. So
absolutely.
think through, what your ideas are and, feed it all the ideas that are going through your head and it'll figure it out for you. So you don't even have to do all that work. So,
Perfect.
yes, ma'am.
Thank
Yes,
you.
ma'am. Of course. Of course. I think I'm looking at the chat. Okay. I was about to say, I think Delapo asked what your IG was. So cool. Oh, chic fashion. So yeah, I think that was everything, y'all. Yep. So content calendar. So check the group me. I'll also be emailing y'all the content calendar so y'all can access it. I've also created that on Canva for y'all. So everything will be here. Again, you can use this content calendar, the entire one, and do what you feel led to do. Or you can switch it up and just use this as a guide, use it as inspiration. Maybe you don't want to post about you joining the Style to Show Up challenge. Maybe you want to post about, why you love what you do as a stylist. I don't know. First. So, use it as an inspiration or use the whole thing. Um, Whatever makes sense for you. But yeah. So I'll be emailing that to y'all tomorrow. And what else I got in here? Thank you. So thank y'all for tuning in. And thank y'all for y'all questions as well. So I hope y'all have a great rest of y'all evening and I'll talk to y'all soon.
Thank you. Have a good
You're
one.
welcome. Bye, y'all.
Bye. Thank you.
You're welcome.